I think it's time that we give Peste Noire and Fortisy a little bit of a breather. Exercises in futility? How about an exercise in rest? Just for a few. And let's talk about some new black metal. Oh, hi there. My name's Jorge. I grew up in the early 80s. Loved getting into trouble. Loved cats. Big fan of Bigfoot. You can see me riding one right here. Big fan of church. Love God. And I've always been a music fan all of my life. All types of genres as well. But do you know what I've discovered recently? The past couple years, I've really been enjoying extreme metal of all types. And I want to invite you to join me on this journey discovering extreme metal. What is up, folks? Welcome back to A Christian Collects Death Metal. It's your pal, Jorge. Today, we're discussing some black metal. The debut from Hexen House, Retributiones Maleficarum Mallei. I probably butchered that all the way around. First formed in 2021, Hexen House consists of 4 members, essentially. We'll talk about a 5th. But you have Nicholas Sereno. He's credited with guitar, violin, and ambience. Lord Bronson, the viol, vocals, lyrics. Anthony Sereno is credited with bass and drum arrangement. And you have Robert Bradbury, credited with guitar and drum arrangement. And you also have Nathan Garlick, who I think is coming in for some sessions, doing some drum work, I should say. So this is their first full-length. Transylvanian Recordings is the label that put this out. And I'll tell you what, man, I am just constantly impressed by this label right here. I'm not sure the gentleman's name who runs it. He seems like a super cool dude. And, I mean, he passionate about what he does. You know, he's got an ear for good music. And so that's the biggest theme of this album is the European witch trials. So the first song you have Retribution of the Witch's Hammer. Now there are 5 tracks on this album, 4 songs. So the first one is kind of like, I guess, what I would consider an extended intro. You have the ambience. There's another word that is eluding me. But then this person comes on, and I think it's a female, right? And if I'm understanding what they are saying, I think it's something to do with the persecution of these witches. But really, honestly, with the ambience, with the tone and everything, it really feels like I'm having a spell cast over me. It's like at the onset of the album, it just completely sets the mood, it sets the tone for just the onslaught that is about to come. Really cool intro. From there, the first song, Exhumed Tetrad. You know, I'm not inclined musically, but if I were to describe these sounds I'm hearing, it's something like chuggy type riffs. I mean, just hammering away. It kind of calms down a little bit, then it starts to build, and then there's some solo work that comes in. And these guitarists, man, that you could tell that they've been practicing and for a long time, and they're just passionate about what they do. The whole band, you know. And then this song just kind of comes to a frenzy. It just absolutely goes completely berserk, completely bananas, and what a way to fire off the album. The second song, The Hag, starts out with an absolutely haunting intro, you know, and with drums to die for. You know, the people who's credited with the drum arrangement and, you know, the guy doing the drums, you could tell that these guys put a lot of thought into each and every song, each and every detail. You could tell they put a lot of hard work into it. You know, from there you have some more tremolo stuff, especially beyond the halfway point. I mean, this guy, I don't know which one of the guitarists is doing this tremolo work on this song, but yeah, like I said, right around the halfway point or just a little bit beyond, man, it is just fast, tough. I mean, this song, it's a mean one, man. And, wow, kudos to the guitarist on these albums. The vocals sound desperate and enraged and just furious. And this guy, this vocalist, Lord Bronson, he knows when to accentuate. He knows when to kind of calm it down a little bit. I mean, granted, it's still black metal, right? But he knows when to kind of, bring it down some. He knows when to bring it up. It's vocals that match the music. It matches the song. There's so many bands and songs out there where just the vocals don't seem to line up quite right and it don't really sound the greatest. This guy absolutely is the perfect vocalist for this band. He does everything the right way. So the third song, which would be the fourth track, but it's the third song, Keeper of the Sacred Flame. This might be my new favorite. It was, I like the whole album, but, it was Exhumed, Tetrad, and Buried Names, but man, I'm really loving this Keeper of the Sacred Flame. It is just an onslaught, a wall of sound. You can discern, and this is what I like about this. A lot of black metal, it seems kind of, like it all blurs together, but you can actually discern, the different instrumentation. You can kind of pick out what's happening here, and that just speaks to the production and the mix of this album. To me, the production on this sounds really clean, and that's not a bad thing. God forbid we get some black metal that actually sounds good. This sounds really clean. Now, it's still black metal, right? So there's that. But, they find the perfect balance between raw and, good production. And maybe that's cliche at this point, but wow, kudos to the mixer and the one who produced this. The last song, Buried Names. I did not expect this song to start that way. I definitely did not. It's slower and melancholic, and I loved it. Let me just say that. But I did not expect that to start that way, and I didn't expect it to transition the way that it did. The vocalist just hurls this scream and these ravaged vocals, and it begins to kind of transition with this bass. And let me just say, the bass on this last song is really is given some time to shine. You can hear, like I said, you could discern these different instruments, throughout the album. But on that last song, wow, that bass work is really, oh man, so good. The tones are absolutely perfect, and it really just opens up into this black metal madness. And right around the 5 or 6 minute mark, this is an 8-minute song, by the way, right? So after that, there's some breathing room. Things start to calm down and come to a close, and it feels like controlled chaos because the drums, they're going berserk, but everything just kind of comes to a close. And what a way to finish the album. I mean, 10 out of 10, 5 out of 5, however you want to say it. I'm one of these guys, super stingy when it comes to rating stuff. This one, an absolute perfect score. I'll just give you an example. Cattle Decapitation, Monolith of Inhumanity, one of my favorite albums of all time. I wouldn't even give that one a 5 out of 5. I would give it more like a 4.5 out of 5, just because of this reason or that reason. But this, in my opinion, is an absolute 5 out of 5 masterpiece, a black metal masterpiece. So there you have it. There's my review of the debut album from Hexen House, put out by Transylvanian Recordings. I'm going to leave some links in the description where you could go pick up this album for yourself. And I hope one day, this is my only gripe, and it's really not even a bit, I wish that they'd come back and put this on wax. Something like this needs to be on vinyl, for sure. I love this, and I'm listening to this and also the digital copy, but man, wow, I really wish this were on vinyl. It's just so good, man. You guys have to check it out. Big shout out to Hexen House for doing just a superb job, and Transylvanian Recordings for just superb work, for just having an ear for great music, and blessing us, the rest of us, with these phenomenal artists. So there you have it. Jorge, your pal, a Christian who collects death metal, signing off. Be blessed.